In today's video, we are going to be talking about the best cards that you guys can get for under 100,000 coin. And the reason for the 100,000 coin budget for today's video is because I feel like at this point of the year, in that price range, you can get cards that are really good bang for your buck, and you can also get cards that can compete with the best of the best in the game. Obviously, not every single position is going to have a guy where that is true, but I feel like there's a good amount of these players that we're going to talk about today that you can add to your team and legitimately make noise with them. Like, these are some really good cards. I also did try to get a player for each position. I tried my best to do that. It didn't maybe happen looking at this list of names I have right here, but that was what I was going for when I was picking out these guys. There are some dudes that aren't really that close to 100K, so if you really are budget, there are some cards on here for you. But even if you're a guy like me who doesn't like overpaying for cards and likes finding those dudes to maybe save coins, this video is also for you. So a lot of these guys can also, play on God Squads, not only play against them, but also play for them. So let's just get started. Before we do, we have a quick word from our sponsor. Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden and 2K packs? Well, look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and the most reliable Madden coins and 2KMT on the market. A link for their website will be right at the top of the description. And do not forget to use code Ferdy for 5% off. So getting started with our quarterback, we all know who this guy is going to be. I've saw a couple comments on my quarterback tier list saying that I had a crush on this man, and I might, but it is free agency. Marcus Mariota going for about 90K right now. Has the Slinger 1 release, Scrambler archetype, 93 speed, 94 throw power, good accuracy stats across the board, good height. As a ball carrier, 92 carrying, can spin, can juke, can break tackles. This card right here is a budget or, budget no money spent player's dream. He is a monster, and only spending 90K for this card is kind of ridiculous. He really is that good. So here is Marcus Mariota. So next up, we have a card that if you're watching this video maybe 2 weeks after it's come out, he might be going for 150K if he does end up getting an upgrade, but it's Bojack. I've been using Bojack on my team. People be telling me, Bojack in April, what are you doing? So even if you're not going to run the 4 AP for Bo Nose, which I recommend if you want to run the ball, I recommend it. I will say that this card still has just insane animations. That's all I'm going to say. 6'1", 227, 94 speed. And I really thought I was going to notice the speed, like he was going to get called from behind. I really haven't noticed it. I do have my Bo powered up, which you can still do for under 100K. But for some reason, man, Bo Jackson just plays at a different level. And I would say you want to get Bo, buy him now, because if they announce a Bo Jackson tonight on the EA live stream, he's going to shoot up. He's going to shoot up to 150K. Because, yeah, he was a blitz player, so that's just kind of how that works. So, I bought my Bo for like 70K like a week and a half ago. But, yeah, right now he's still going for 70K, as you guys saw. But just a really good card that I think buying now is not a bad idea, even as like an investment, because he's going to skyrocket. There's just no way that he doesn't. Okay, so next up we have Mean Joe fullback. There also is the Bernard Pollard fullback, but, I mean, this card, honestly, paying 100K for a fullback doesn't make that much sense, but I guess if you are just looking for a budget fullback and you might have a God Squad, like, yeah, Mean Joe's a good option. And also there is that 95 or 96 Bernard Pollard that came out last week or 2 weeks ago. That's also, it's probably better than Mean Joe, but he was over 100K. If his price, if you can get him for under 100K, I would take him over Mean Joe. But, Mean Joe's pretty good, man. Obviously, 6'4", 275 pounds. Weight does go a long way. Good run block, good lead block, good impact block. Where's that awareness? The awareness does scare me a little bit, but his size and run block and lead block, the card should still play pretty well. Can also pass block, and has good carrying, and a high break tackle, and has 88 short route running. Okay, I did not even know that, but there's our fullback, Mean Joe Greene. While we look up our first budget wide receiver of the day, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. We've been going through some very dark days. We've been going through some slumps here on Madden 22. So if you are new here, it would be greatly appreciated if you headed down there, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and also hit that like button. Why not hit that like button? It helps the video get out to more people, helps it with the algorithms and stuff like that. So if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you are enjoying the video so far, hit that like button. But here's Patrick Peterson. So this card, he's up for 150 right now. Do not buy him for this because he's going for about 70K. So do not buy him for this. On MUTGG, he's going for about 80 to 70K in that range. So please do not buy this card for this price. I was originally going to put John Ross on here, and if you want to run deep out and if you want to run abilities, go with John Ross, because I don't recommend activating Patrick Peterson unless you're going to rock with Playmaker. But a 6'1 receiver with 96 speed, 3 thresholds, after the catch, he's pretty good with a 94 juke, 91 spin, 90 COD. So Patrick Peterson, I feel like, had to be on here because of his size and his speed. But if you want to run abilities, I would go with John Ross, who is, yes, shorter, but has that 96 speed and also does have really, really good deep route running. So for our next wide receiver, we have the out of position ghost of Madden past, Deion Sanders. And this card going for only 82K, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. So 95 speed can be powered up to 96 with, I think, like 11K training, which should still have you under 100K, but 3 thresholds, can really just do everything after the catch. He's Deion. You know what I mean? After the catch, he's Deion. 94 COD. Gonna have that crazy juke, crazy spin, crazy break tackle, and even can play a little bit of man coverage if you want to go that route with him. But just a really good, well-rounded card. So Deion Sanders is our wide receiver 2 for today's video. I don't know why I just said wide receiver 2. I'm not putting these wide receivers in order, by the way. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, I'm not putting these dudes in order. But our next wide receiver here is a receiver that I really like, and I'm really excited for his next upgrade. His price is at this right now. I'm going to say that. On MutGG, I thought it was much cheaper. I thought he was going for like around like 80. So yeah, like 86. He went for 70 about 12 hours ago. So if you play the market and be patient, if your budget, you probably know how to do that. Me, not so much. But Andre Johnson's a monster, man. Not only for what he can do with the ball in his hands, but I mean, route running wise, 3 thresholds. He's 6'3", 230 pounds. So basically a tight end out there. But the coolest thing about Andre Johnson is the fact that he can run block. He has 83 run block, which goes a long way out there at receiver, especially against cornerbacks. Because most receivers in this game can't block, and most corners in this game can't get off good run blockers. So they usually shed off each other pretty consistently. But Andre Johnson, putting him out there, he's basically a tight end that has receiving stats. I mean, 85 impact block on a receiver. Are you kidding me? Good break tackle, good juke, good spin, good carrying, 3 threshold, 6'3". I mean, this card, his next upgrade is going to be a menace. So, hey, maybe invest in him if you want to. But all I know is maybe a sugar rush Andre Johnson. I mean, I can see it. I mean, why not? This card, his next upgrade is going to be absolutely ridiculous. And for our final wide receiver today, we have Josh Gordon. He's going for about 70K right now, I think it was. Yeah, like 76, about 80K, we're going to say. So for that, that's really good bang for your buck. Probably my favorite receiver on this list so far is Josh Gordon. Route runner archetype. He's 6'3", 3 thresholds, good speed, a bunch of cool theme teams. So yeah, Josh Gordon's just a monster. A monster after the catch as well. Can't run block like Andre, but 96 break tackle, 96 juke, 95 spin, 90 carrying, 93 COD, all in a 6'3 body, 225. Yeah, I think Josh Gordon is the best receiver on today's list. I mean, is it close? Probably, but being a route runner with these stats under 100K, stop playing with him. Okay, so for our tight ends, we do have 2 options. This one is kind of Mickey Mouse, but he had to be on this list. I mean, he's going for about 106. He's gone lower than 100K. It's happened with this card, but yeah, we all know who it is. It's Donnie, man. It's Donnie. Probably one of my top 5 cards I've used this year, and I'm not just talking about budget cards. I mean, in the game in general, where's this card at? Is there none on the auction house? Oh, here he is, right here. So he's a little bit up right now, but he was selling for 93K an hour ago. So, I mean, just be patient. You can definitely get this guy for under 100K, but he's on the more expensive side. But like I said, Donnie's a top 5 card that I've used this year in general. Not just budget guys. I'm talking this year in general. Donnie has been that guy. The reason why is because these stats don't look that great, but he does have overdrive. I made a video on this card where he can get to 93 speed. He's 6'8". You can put deep out on him, deep in on him, red zone threat on him. They're all 1 AP abilities on him, so this card is just ridiculous. I mean, his stats aren't going to blow your socks off, but he's 6'8" with 93 speed. So Donnie had to be on here. He had to be, like I said, a little bit Mickey Mouse, but you can definitely get him for under 100K, which was today's budget, even though I guess his average price is 106. I would buy him now because it does look like his price is kind of going up a little bit, but still try to get him for under 100K. But don't worry, I do have a more budget option at tight end coming up next. And if you are still watching the video up to this point, let's comment the dude in the purple tuxedo dancing emoji. Comment that down below if you are watching up to this point while I find our next tight end. I probably could have been more specific with his name. I mean, I definitely probably should have been, but look at him right here. 40K for Robert Woods. Bobby Trees is going for about 40K. I mean, this right here is bang for your buck. This right here is bang for your buck. He can legitimately still play. He still ball out. Might be 6 foot, so a little bit small for a tight end, but crazy speed. 2 thresholds, maybe actually 3. I don't remember. Yeah, 3 thresholds for Bobby Trees, and can also run block. So you would think that, you know, an undersized tight end can't run block, but he's kind of like golden ticket for Madden 21 Robert Woods, where he has some pretty good run block. So run blocking, 3 thresholds. Not the greatest after the catch, but a good impact block, damn. But this card does play just really well. So maybe not your traditional tight end, but for 40K, sign me up all day for Bobby Trees. So as you guys can clearly see, we are now on to the defensive side of the ball. And we have our left end. That's got to be Montez Sweat. So kind of the same thing with Bo. I mean, he's usually going for like 50K. So I don't think this is like a sniper or anything, this 50K one. No, he's usually going for about this price. Some dudes were buying him for about 100K. Don't do that. Buy him at about 50K. Buy him for about this. But kind of the same story with Bo, where when Montez gets his next upgrade, he's going to be a monster. His 93 has 92 speed and 94 finesse move. Imagine what his 99 card's going to look like. Can you just imagine it? And he's 6'6", 260, so can definitely hold his own out there. Good impact block. Decent COD, but that's what kind of makes Montez glitchy. If you know, you know. But the play rec will be higher on his next card, but on this card, he's just a defensive lineman, so it's not going to matter that much. But just a really nice card. Good speed off the edge, the finesse, the animations. Montez Sweat cards always just play well above their overall. So now we have our right end, and I'm going to go with Randy Gregory. It is kind of hard to find solid budget options at right end and left end because there just isn't that much variety. But I did end up going with Randy Gregory. His price right now is about 92K, which is still technically under 100K. I wouldn't buy him for this, however. I'd buy him for like 70, 80K. That's just my opinion. But yeah, and also he does go for that if you are patient. If you wait and don't, you can save 25K on this card legitimately. So Randy Gregory also really good. 90 speed, 92 acceleration, 90 power, 93 finesse, 93 block shed, 6'6". Good strength, good COD, good impact block, also good hit power. This card does play very, very well. So right end, Randy Gregory. Oh, and by the way, I will be live tonight over on Twitch for the Sugar Rush reveal. So link for the Twitch channel is down in the description. I have to say that in this video because I don't want to forget and not say it at the end. So yeah, live tonight on Twitch. And our next guy is going to be defensive tackle Jay Ratliff. So Jay Ratliff is going for about 40. I actually saw him for like 20, I feel like. I think he was like, no, not 20. He was going for like 40. I don't know why I thought 20 for Jay, but this card when he came out was really, really good. Obviously overpriced because of Team of the Week. But his speed, not the greatest. Keep in mind, this man is a defensive tackle that can rush the passer in both ways. Has good block shed, has good play rec. The acceleration also really good, so he does get to that 71 speed very quickly. But yeah, 92 strength. And for 40K, I mean, this card's a monster. Good impact block. Yeah, I mean, for 40K in the middle, you really can't ask for much more than this. You really can't ask for more. You really can't. So Jay Ratliff is our defensive tackle. Okay, so our middle linebacker was supposed to be Jamin Davis, but he doesn't have any cards up right now. So we're going to head over to MUT.GG, and I'll show you guys his stats over there. But we got Jamin here, 6'4", 234 pounds, 94 speed, 95 acceleration, 90 hit power, 94 pursuit, 88 impact block, can play the zone decently. But yeah, he's going for about 65K, which is pretty good. I'd probably just do the set for him. You could probably build him for way cheaper. But Jamin Davis is a monster if you need a budget user, middle linebacker. I would go with Jamin, man. I would go with Jamin for sure. And I probably would have put, what's his name on here? Jayon Brown. Where's Jayon at? I mean, Jayon got this card today, which is ridiculous. But where's Jayon at? I think he's a 94, I believe those cards were. But then 94, did I miss him? Yeah, 94 Jayon Brown's going for 90K. His price is a little bit up right now because, like I said, he did just get that upgrade. So right now his price is a little bit up. Not by much. But yeah, you guys can see he's still going for like 78K. But this card is also really good. Like he's also amazing. I mean, he's not 6'4" like Jamin, but can play zone and can play man at middle linebacker. Like, are you serious? I wish I can get my hands on that 99 Jayon Brown because he looks just ridiculous. So now we have our right outside linebacker, and I'm going to go with Sean Taylor for this one. This card plays insane. Going for about 50. I believe that is his lowest. I don't think this would be an overpay. No. This is actually a pretty good purchase right here. So 50K for Sean T, about 45. If you really want to get nitpicky. Someone for 40 earlier, about an hour ago, which is a W, but Sean T, a monster. 94 speed, 93 acceleration. Finesse moves are there, and his traits actually aren't that good, but I really did notice Sean T against a run. This card does play very, very well against a run for whatever reason when I used him. Could be the impact block. Maybe he's the COD. I don't really know. Also, could be the good block shed and the finesse and stuff like that. But his traits aren't that good. But for some reason, this card just plays well. Can rush the passer, can stop the run, and can play zone. All that for about 45K. I don't see why not. Okay, so if you are watching the video up to this point, we have a little bit of an intermission, a little bit of an honorable mention that's not going to make the video because they're not on the auction house. But these cards right here, if you're budget or no money spent, or even if you're not, you should have these cards. Maybe not Steve McNair if you have like a God Squad, but if you are just getting started, Steve McNair discounted gunslinger for literally free. You literally just do these solos. Took me 15 minutes. I made a video on this card last week. I made a video on this card on Tuesday. If you missed those videos, go back and watch them. But I legitimately use this card right here, this Patrick Kearney card. He's on my, if you want to call it a God Squad, he's on my God Squad. He starts. He makes plays. He has that discounted Edge Threat Elite, which is, yes, Edge Threat and Under Pressure in one ability for 2 AP. So I definitely do like these two cards. Will take you 30 minutes to get both of them. But also, I'd probably say All-Stot is worth it too if you want to full back for literally free with 1 AP tank. He's probably worth it. Obviously not going to have the craziest stats, but I think he's worth it. The reason why I like these two guys is because Kearney almost has 90s across the board and also has that discounted ability. McNair still has his Slinger 1 release and also does get discounted Gunslinger. So that's kind of my little intermission. But I definitely feel like this card right here is 100% worth it if your budget, no money spent. But honestly, both of them are just really good options that are completely free. Both these solos together will take you 30 minutes. Who doesn't have 30 minutes? Okay, so now we have our cornerbacks. And when it comes to cornerback, I do have to say that I probably wouldn't try to go budget at corner or safety, but I'm still going to try to give you guys some pretty decent options. The first one we got is going to be, I guess I'll do a US here, and we'll do white like this. We can do something like that. We have Tre Davious White. So Tre Davious White, his cards are usually cheated, and this card was originally going to be cheated, but right now, beautiful. There's one going for under 100K. He has been seen for under 100K. He's been seen for it before, but you know, 120 is kind of where he lives, kind of where he stays. But a really good card. I probably wouldn't overdrive him, but you know, 5'11", 95 speed, good acceleration, can play man, can play zone, can press, the play rec's there. This card's gonna play well. I haven't used him, but I feel like for 100K, this is really good bang for your buck. And honestly, if you do want to have two completely goated corners at 1 and 2, I think Tre White's a really good like third option. I really do feel that way. So Tre White is our first corner on today's list. So next up, we got Mike Vick, and not the quarterback, the cornerback actually. And if we head down here, he should be going for about 84K, which is pretty. That's a pretty solid buy price for him. That's pretty solid. He's gone for as low as 60. And keep in mind, I probably would buy like on the weekends when there's like new content or new promos out. That's usually when, you know, cards are down, especially with like golden tickets eventually coming out. Prices are gonna dip. But Mike Vick for about 84K, pretty decent at this point. 6 foot, 215, good speed, good acceleration, good man, good zone, good press. Play rec a little bit low. I will admit that, but like I said, it's, you know, it's hard to stay budget at DB. It just is. There are just cards that, I mean, you're gonna get blown by 99 speed receivers. It's gonna happen. It is what it is. You kind of have to go 99 speed at corner at this point of the year to really compete. So yeah, you only can go budget so much at corner and safety. But yeah, pretty solid budget option for about 80K. Yeah, there's cornerback Mike Vick. All right, so I'm gonna try to get through these next three pretty quickly. The first one is Richard. I only can go as fast as I can type. But we got Richard Sherman. This card right here is going for, I mean, you guys are gonna find out here in a second. Probably could have been a little bit more specific with my search. Not really too optimal, but 80K for Sherman. Not bad, man. Not bad at all. A 6'3" corner with 94 speed. Can kind of play the slot for you. Good in the red zone. Can play man, can play zone. Good play rec. Sherman's pretty good. 91 COD. Decent tackler. Decent. But he's a corner. And he's a budget corner at that. So not going to be perfect. Next up, I believe Patrick Peterson is also going for about that same price. So I'm not really going to look at him. Just know Pat, P, and Sherman both pretty solid. And next up, we got Kristian Fulton, who's a 6-foot corner, plays on the Titans, has a Rising Star card. Kristian Fulton, about 87K for him. But this card's pretty solid too. So if we go over attributes, 95 speed, 95 acceleration, 6 foot, 197 pounds. Good COD right there. And also the man, the zone, the play rec, powered up will get over 90. But can kind of do all things at corners. So those are our corners for under. I can't talk. Those are our corners for under 100K. Let's get into the safeties now. Okay, so our first safety is our free safety, and that is Jevon Holland. This card right here, he does have a hole. He has a pretty crazy hole, and that is his play rec, which for a card that came out not too long ago, having play rec as low as his is, especially in his main position, is weird to me. But 86 play rec is the only problem with this card. Outside of that, can play man, can play zone, can hit. 95 speed, 6'1", 207, so a good build, a good height. For a free safety, being able to do all this stuff is pretty impressive. Also against the run, pretty good too for a free safety. Like I said, usually free safeties are better in coverage, but he also has that good pursuit, powered up 90 block shed, good hit power. So Jevon Holland really good. The only problem with this card is his play rec and awareness, but outside of that, card looks pretty solid. And finally, last but not least, for our strong safety, we have Jimmie Ward. And by the way, if I did miss any budget cards, drop a comment down below. That's all you got to do. Just drop a comment. Obviously, I couldn't put every single good budget card in this video. 95K for Jimmie Ward. Probably not a good price tag for him. He was going for, I think, about like 80. Wait for this to load. Is it ever going to load? Is MudGG ever going to load? I don't know. It's just not loading. It's literally just, you see it right here? It's just not loading. So, I wouldn't have put him on here for 95K, I don't think. Yeah, about 75K. Went for 64K about 10 hours ago. So, yeah, pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty good price tag. Don't buy him for close to 100. Don't do that. But Jimmie Ward, 5'11", 195 pounds. Again, can play man, can play zone, can hit. 95 speed, 94 acceleration, 91 play rec, which is pretty good. This is probably a really good, well-rounded safety for the price tag, because he can literally do everything to stop the run. This is a pretty nice card. Might not be 6 foot, which might scare some people, but again, he's budget. I wouldn't go budget at DB. If I were you, I would go budget everywhere else, but I would overpay. I would go for those 200K corners, those 200K safeties. That's just me, though. That's just me. And also, market crash is probably coming soon, by the way. But yeah, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications. We do post that daily Madden 22 content, like I said. So hey, any subscription, any like does help out the channel a lot. Sorry, I don't know how long has this video been. It's probably been too long, honestly. So I really, can't talk at this point. But yeah, as always, I will see you boys in the next one.